Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today we will be discussing the questions from the LeetCode Contest 411, and this is the first question. So the question basically says you are given a string s and you are given an integer k value. Okay, so if you see here, the binary string satisfies the k constraints if either of the following condition holds. So in a string there will be multiple substrings, right? And if in that substring, if it is satisfying the k constraint, then you can consider that substring. Okay, if you see here, what is the constraint, like what is the condition here? Let us have a substring x, and in this substrings, uh, since it is a binary substring, there will be only zeros or ones, right? There will be zeros or ones. Okay, so the number of zeros are less than or equal to k. The number of zeros are less than or equal to k, then you can consider this substring. If not, the number of ones are less than or equal to k. If either of these condition is true, then you can consider this substring. Okay, if the number of zeros is greater than k and the number of ones are greater than k, then you cannot consider this substring. Okay, so this is the question. So the output format is, for any given substring and for any given k value, you have to simply print the number of substrings that satisfies the k constraint. Okay, so let us see the first example. So here the first test case is having a binary string of 10101 and the k value is 1. For this binary string, what is the output? The output is 12. Let us see how. Since substrings start from a length of 1, right? Because that is the minimum substring that we can have. So strings that start with a length of 1 can have 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So these all are substrings of length 1, right? So what about 2? 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and then 0, 1. What about length 3? Length 3 is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. What about length 4? 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Length 5, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, right? So among all these substrings, can you tell me which one is holding the k constraint? Which one is holding the k constraint? Is this holding? If you see this only substring that we have, in this the number of ones, the count of ones is less than or equal to k. Hence it is holding. What about this? The count of 0 is less than or equal to 1. The count of 1 is less than or equal to 1. The count of 0 is less than or equal to 1. And the same thing here as well. What about here? The count of 1 is 1. The count of 0 is also 1. So it is less than or equal to k. Hence this is satisfied. And the same thing is satisfied here, here, and here. What about here? The count of 1 is 2, which is greater than k. But the count of 0 is equal to 1. Right? Hence it is satisfied. The same thing here. The count of 0 is greater than k, but the count of 1 is equal to k. Hence it is satisfied. Here also, right? And is this satisfying? No, because the count of 1 is 2, the count of 0 is also 2, which is greater than k. This is not satisfying. This is also not satisfying. This is also not satisfying. So what is the output for this? 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 3 is nothing but 12. Is this the expected answer? Yes. So we have to simply print our answer as 12. So the same thing will go for the second test case as well. Okay. So without wasting any time, how do we write the code for this? First, you need to know how do we generate substrings, right? First, you need to know how do we generate substrings. Then only we can decide our logic. So if you see here, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Since we are generating substrings, a string or a substring will have multiple characters, right? So this is called as starting index and this is called as ending index, right? So if you see here, how do we generate substrings is, we need two variables, okay? One is I and one is j. So these both are indicated nothing but is the starting substring, the starting index of the substring and the ending index of the substring, okay? Since I and j are pointing at the same index, then we are having only one character. This is one of the substring. Now simply increment the j. Now we have another substring which is 1, 0. and simply increment j again. Now again we have one more substring which is 101, and then increment j again. Now we have one more substring which is 1010, and then increment j again. Now we have one more substring which is this, and then increment j outside of the bounds. Now what shall we do? The same process will occur but from the first index. So this entire thing will go, I will start from here, j will also start from I, and from here we will generate the new substring 0, and then j will move forward 0 1 0 1 0, like this, so on. Okay, so this is how we generate substrings. Now we have understood how do we generate substrings, and what else we are missing? We need to know how many ones are there in that substring and how many zeros are there in that substring, right? So for that, what you can do is, once you generate the substring, you can iterate on the substring again. But do we need to do that? No, right? Because if you see here 10101, first substring is 1, and we need two variables. One is count1 and one is count0. Both of them are initialized with 0, right? So the first substring is 1. So this one is a 1, right? So you will simply increment the count, and now you have generated one length substring. What you will do? You will check, is this one is less than or equal to k? Yes. Then increment your answer, and then go to the next substring which is 0. What is this? A 0. Then increment 0, and then check, is this satisfying the condition? Yes. Then increment the count. And what is this? 1. Increment the count. Is it satisfying? No. But here if you see, the count 0 is satisfying. Then also you will increment the count. Now again you will add 0. You will increment the count 0 by 1. Now you will check, is it satisfying? No. Because count 1 is greater than k and count 0 is also greater than k. Since both of them are not satisfying, then you need to go any more further? No. In that case, you will simply do a break operation, right? Now, without wasting any time, let us write the code for this. Okay, so let us write the code for this, guys. So the answer we want to return is an integer format. So we will declare a variable called as int result is equal to 0. Okay. Now what we will do? We will simply iterate from, okay, we will store the length of the string as well, s dot length. Okay, and now we will simply iterate on the string, and from each index we need to know, from each index of I, we are generating the substrings, right? So for that we need to maintain something, which is the number of zeros in this substring has and the number of ones in this substring has. So from here, int j is equal to I, j less than n, j plus plus. Now here you will simply do, if s of j is equal to 0, then you will simply increment 0, and if s of j is equal to 1, then you will simply increment 1. Now you will check the condition, because till now from I to j you have generated a substring. Now you will check the condition, which is if 0 is less than or equal to k or 1 is less than or equal to k, then you will simply increment your answer, which is result. Now here you can simply return result, run the code. It is showing accepted. Now let us submit. Okay, our code got submitted, and thank you for watching. And if you like the video, do hit that like, share and subscribe button, and follow Smart Interviews for more content. See you in the next video.